Hi everyone, this is Munib and I hope you are doing well. So in this video, I'm going to show you that how you can create a Ubuntu VM on your local system, whether you have laptop or you have your own workstation. And we will be using VMware Workstation Pro as a type 2 hypervisor software. So let me just show you a quick review. Like if I type VMware Workstation here, so you could see that I have already installed this software, and it will show you some interface like this. And right now this is the previous machine that I have created. So right now what I'm going to do is that how we can create a new virtual machine. Okay, so we have three options. Either we can create a new virtual machine or Workstation Pro 17, or if we have our existing virtual machine, so we can click on open, or we can create to a remote server. Okay, so this basically option is suitable if you have some servers on your cloud environment, like if you have servers in AWS, Azure, Google Cloud. So this option might be suitable for you. Okay, so in the meantime, let's just go to create a new virtual machine option. And we have two types of configuration, like typical one or custom one. Okay, so we will go with the typical one because it is easier to configure and it will provide you some easy steps like how we can configure a virtual machine. Whereas in custom advanced, so like for example, if you have a different use case, like if you want to configure a server for like SCSI or some other use case depending upon your environment or organization use case, so you can select custom. So right now I am going with the typical one as it provides easier steps, and click on next. So it will ask you ISO file. If I go to browse section, so you can see that I have two ISO files. One is desktop one and one is live server. Okay, so desktop one is basically a GUI one and the live server one is basically a server ISO file. So don't worry, I will cover these two. Hopefully I will try my level best to cover deep configuration of these two parts. So I'm going with this option, which is 22 desktop one. And once you have selected this option, click on next. It will ask you your full name and username and password. So I'm giving my name as Munib, username same as Munib, and I'm typing custom password, which I cannot share definitely. Click on next, and you can give your virtual machine name. So in this case, I'm giving name as Ubuntu Desktop VM. Okay, so you can change your location. Like for example, I have total 126 GB available total size, in which I have 114 free space. So I can select this disk drive, and I will create a new folder called as Ubuntu Desktop new folder. Okay, and I will select this folder. Basically in location we specified that like virtual machine data disk and virtual hard drive, where these type of data can be stored in which exact location. So that's the main reason I am specifying the location as F location, where I have created this new folder, and inside this folder some extra files related to what virtual machine will be stored. So I will show you a demo later on. And click on next. You can specify maximum disk drive depending upon your hard drive size, or if you have multiple partition. So it's up to you, like how many storage do you want to specify. So I'm giving it as a 25 gigabyte, which is more than enough, and leave this option as it is. Click on next, and you can customize hardware. In customized hardware, we can customize like how much memory or RAM should this machine be allocated, like in terms of like if we can specify either 4 GB of memory, 8 GB or 16. So basically I have 16 GB of maximum memory in my local system, so it is showing this arrow. So you can specify custom memory depending upon your use case, like you can specify 2 GB of memory, 4, 6, 8, 12, whatever option you would like. And in processor, so you can specify depending upon your physical local system architecture, how many cores, how many virtual CPUs, how many memory do you have. So you can specify it on by yourself. And network adapter, it is showing the net, which will be use case, which will be recommended to use a network connection. Okay, and click on close. finish. And once you click on finish, so it will automatically uh, show you the summary, and it will automatically start the virtual machine by itself. If you can see the VMware icon, so it indicates that the virtual machine is trying to start. So as you can see that the Ubuntu icon is showing, which means that the virtual machine is configuring. Okay, so it is asking for keyboard layout. You can go with the your own native language. So for demo purpose, I'm going with the English US one. So okay, so it is asking what apps would you like to install to start with. So either you can go with the normal installation. Normal installation contains web browsers, utilities, office software, and something like that. And minimum installation will provide you web browser and basic utilities. So I'm going with the already selected option. Click on continue. Okay, so it is asking for installation time. Either you can go with the this option. Okay, so it is showing you a warning message that this will delete all of your programs, documents, photos in all operating system. Okay, so this option is already configured by itself when you first try to configure virtual machine. But if you go with this option, so it will only show you a single partition as a root partition. Okay, and if I select this one, something else, so we can create or resize partition by ourselves. And we have customized option, like we can create either a single or multiple partitions as per our needs. So I'm going with this option, which is something else. So one thing which have to be remembered when you go with the something else option, so it's always a best practice to at least create 5 partition at least. So I'm going to the new partition table. Continue. So I'm selecting free space, click on plus sign, and right now I'm giving you could say 10,240 MB, which means 10 gigabyte for root. Okay, we have multiple partitions, like we have a slash, only slash, which indicates root partition. We have home partition, user, var, srv, opt, and different partitions. So this partition is very critical and important, so that's why I'm giving a 10 gigabyte of storage. So let's wait. As you can see that the root partition has been created. So I'm creating another partition for home directory. So I'm assigning this as a, you could say, let's give it 16,000. Okay, so out of 5, 2 partitions have been created, one for root and other for home partition. So I'm clicking on plus sign again, and I'm selecting swap area, and I'm giving as swap area as 103, sorry. And we have 2 partitions remaining, which I will explain later. So click on plus sign again, and you can give 250 for reserve BIOS boot area, and remaining 250 for UEFI partition. So I'm clicking on plus sign again. So if I scroll down a little bit, so you would see a EFI system partition, and I'm assigning as 251 MB, and click on OK. So as you can see that we have already created 5 partition. One is for root, second for home directory, third for swap area. Swap area is basically a virtual RAM. Like for example, if your virtual machine doesn't have enough RAM, so it can get some additional amount of RAM from swap area. So it is you could say it contains a concept of virtual RAM. So I'm not sure that it is most widely used, but it can be used. It depends upon the actual number of RAM size that you have allocated. So I'm selecting, I have created 5 partition. Once again, let me just remind you all. First one for root partition, second one for home partition, third one for swap area, fourth one for BIOS grub, which basically it is for reserved BIOS. It is basically for BIOS reserve purpose, and the final one basically for EFI partition. So when I click on install now, so it will show you a preview that how many partitions have been created. So I'm going with the continue. So it is asking the location where you are. So you can specify you can specify which location you are from. So I'm selecting Toronto, for example, and click on continue. So it will ask you name, username, and password. So you can give it a name as Munib. I'm giving my name right now. Okay. So if you have Active Directory, so you can use it, but right now I don't have. So click on continue. And now the installation process has been started. So it will hardly take like 15 minutes maximum, but it could take fewer time, like it could take like 5 to 10 minutes or 15 minutes maximum. So once this process completes, then I will show you how we can access this virtual machine right now. Okay, as you can see, if you check the logs thoroughly, so some of the changes are being made, like it has created some users, or it is trying to install some dependencies, or it is trying to download some packages from Ubuntu repository website. So it will hardly take 10 more seconds. As you can see, it is showing the 12 second remaining, but in actual it will take more time than mentioned time. So let's wait a little bit more. Once this status bar completes, then we will see our instance is ready to use. Okay, so as you can see right now that I'm able to use this console. If I will show you, so it is connected to the internet. If I go to settings, so I'm able to see some options, icons, desktop, and this setting menu. So this is the overall step and procedure of how you can configure and provision Ubuntu desktop virtual machine along with its predefined 5 important partition. So thank you so much everyone once again for watching this video, and take good care of yourself and your loved ones.